Hello, welcome to another edition of Crop Life Retail Week. I'm Eric Sfiligoj, editor of Crop Life and Crop Life Iron magazines. Here with my partner in crime, Laura Sowinski. Laura, how you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you? Welcome home.
Good. Yes, I see you're still in the broom closet,
I
unfortunately.
am.
One of these days, we'll have to play a game with our viewers and try to get them to guess what's in the bag just over your shoulder,
Right.
and give away a Cabela's gift card if they can guess correctly. If there's one or more items in there, feel like that episode of Friends where they brought in the grocery bag and they had 6 guesses to get the 5 items in the grocery bag. So kind of cute.
Wow, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Let's get it on.
Hey, whatever livens up the event. So, well, anyhow, I am actually back home. This week was, for those in the ag marketplace, a big indoor trade show is taking place, the National Farm Machinery Show down in Louisville, Kentucky. And that show had, let's see, it's a 1.2 million square feet of the Kentucky Exposition Center is taken up by agricultural displays companies and other people involved in the agricultural marketplace. On average, they get about 250,000 guests that traipse through the convention center over the course of the 4 days the event takes place. And there are about 800 exhibitors. Obviously, not everybody is applicable to our readers and viewers. But the ones that were there, I did visit with, and I did see a couple of new items, and there weren't any really big new product introductions in the ag retail space. But there were a couple of interesting things I saw on the floor. The folks at Coyote, and that's how they pronounce their name, they were introducing a new skid steer loader. Say that 10 times fast. And that will be detailing some of the fine points of that unit in the upcoming issue of Crop Life Iron. I ran into a company that was dealing with drones. I think it's pronounced Hylio. And they had 2 drones that were actually sitting on the floor of the exhibit hall. They weren't flying them, but they had people on the booth who were telling about how you would go about flying it. But one was an 8-gallon drone, and the other one was an 18-gallon drone, which was really impressive. So we'll have more details on that company and their product offerings as well in an upcoming issue. And then finally, I ran into a company called R Ag. They actually make nozzles for sprayers, and they're an Italian company, and they're just now getting involved in the U.S. market. So, and we have in the May-June edition of Crop Life Iron, we have a focus feature on nozzles, valves, and everything for spray booms. So we will probably be featuring that company's products and their information in that write-up that'll be coming up, like I say, in the May-June issue of our magazine for Iron. So, but yeah, all in all, the mood on the floor was pretty positive. Last year, of course, was a record year for net farm income, and the folks on the floor were it sounded like they were in a spending mood. So, and I know that, some of the prices were a little surprising to me, Laura. 'Cause I know I kicked around the idea of picking up one of those little sprayer models, and I went over to the one booth and I was looking at their sprayer models, and it was about, maybe this big, this high, $105. I just thought that was a little rich for my blood. So considering I could have bought a hoodie for my son for 50. So, yeah, like I said, all in all, a very good show. And next week's video, I will share some video that I took of folks who were giving some seminar sessions talking about sprayer technology. So if you want to know about what's going on in the sprayer world, tune in next week and we'll have something for you. So.
Sounds good. Yeah, actually, just a quick item. Everything I've been reading thus far, in particular the last few weeks, all indications that this will be another good year for the ag community, growers, middlemen, traders. Not as good as last year, but last year I think was off the charts in many ways. So
Exactly.
not
No, and that
surprising.
jives with everything I heard when I was down in Louisville talking with growers and ag retailers who were attending the farm machinery show. So, yep. But yeah, we'll have to, again, we'll be following that. I know we'll be coming up here not too long, in about a month, month and a half or so, we're going to have the USDA planting projections for the country. So we'll see how, usually, depending on how that looks, that kind of gives you a nice hint of what kind of year it's going to be for the grower community. So we'll see what happens then. But so one thing we've been talking about a lot on the video, of course, is this nice little dispute between the U.S. and Mexico regarding biotech corn and whether it can come into the country or not, or if it'll be banned. And this week was a banner week. It was kind of funny because, like I said, I was traveling, so I was getting most of my information via my mobile phone. And on Monday, I got a notice that said that effective immediately that Mexico had declared a ban on the importation of biotech corn from the United States. And then Tuesday, my phone lit up because I was getting word that the Biden administration, along with the blessings of the National Corn Growers Trade Association, that they were protesting and talking about this with the Mexican government. So then on Wednesday, which would have been the 15th of February, got word that the Mexican president himself had stepped in and declared that the ban will be tabled until 2025 on biotech corn coming from the U.S. So in the course of 3 days, we went from really high tensions to basically like back to where we started. So, that's where we are as of this point. That I guess the two countries are still negotiating, but they've kind of pushed back the timetable from 24 to 25. So I guess they got an extra year to hopefully come to some type of a resolution and agreement and make everybody happy.
Yeah, I think we talked about that before. It's not surprising that in the trade lingo, it's saber rattling, right? Everyone's, "Arr," but at the same time, the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement, there are provisions in there that will dictate how this will play out. So, yeah, big news, attention grabbing headlines, but I think when it comes down to it, there's not going to be that much, kind of, I think what it was before, where, yeah, when it's all said and done, it's not going to be some big, ban or trade war. I think it'll tame down. But
to me, it was just funny that like over the course of 3 days, the story went from being like the biggest thing to like, okay, status quo.
yeah,
So, I mean, it was just, like I say, very, very interesting how that all played out. So,
indeed.
but that's the news we have to share on that front. So, hey, one other thing I guess we should talk about with our viewers is, of course, we're a couple of weeks away from the annual Commodity Classic event this year, taking place down in Orlando between the 9th and 11th of March. And I know I've typically gone to that event, but of course you have decided to join the group of us going to be making the trek down to Florida. So I know folks have been sending me invites for the last couple of days to visit their booths and come and see what they have at the event, and also attend whatever press briefing or cocktail reception they might have going on. So if you folks are interested in having Crop Life represented, then you can reach out to myself or Lara Sowinski, and we'll put our emails here in the video. And that way you'll know that, yes, if you want to get the word out to us, our readers at Crop Life, that one or both of us can help you out. So,
yeah, I'm looking forward to this show. It will be my first time, as you mentioned. So make sure I'm up early and have that gallon of coffee, a little backpack with the straw.
Well, we're going to be in Florida. Keep that in mind. So, if you want to find orange juice, I think you're covered. Coffee, I'm sure coffee can be had as well. But I'm just, you think Florida, you think mostly orange juice. So.
True.
Yeah, all right. Well, Miss Laura, time for your favorite event. And since you've been doing so well, we'll see if you can continue the string. It is time for Fun with Numbers.
I'm ready.
All right, you're ready. So, okay, this week, your number is 57.
Okay.
And no, that is not I realize it's a number that appears on certain ketchup bottles in this country, but that's not what I'm going for as one of your options. So,
Okay.
all
All
right,
right. Thanks for that. I'll scratch that off immediately.
very good. So, okay, is 57 A, the number of companies that I visited while I was at the National Farm Machinery Show?
Oh,
Is it B, the number of years the National Farm Machinery Show has been held? Is it C, the number of years the championship tractor pull, which takes place at the National Farm Machinery Show, has been held? Or is it D, the number of insoles I wore through while walking the floor at the National Farm Machinery Show this year?
Eric, really, you have no idea. I really have to commend you. Every week, it's that D. I can't wait for it. It's
I'm
very,
sure
very
there are other viewers out there who listen to this trivia just to get to the
slowly
D
for
part.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
and they have to
hopefully.
listen through 15, 20 minutes of you and I going on about trade wars and such just to get to that. Oh, brother. Well, I'm going to go with B, the number of years that the show has been in existence. Did I get
Your
that right?
your perfect record is maintained. Yes, the National
Wow.
Farm Machinery Show this year turned 57 years old.
Wonderful.
And of course, it wasn't an anniversary year, but again, 57 years of any event. I mean, again, it's older than me, which anything older than me, younger than me, I'm sorry, is impressive. So, I predate the first event that they had. But yeah, just in case you're wondering, the championship poll, they started doing that a couple of years after the show was being held, so the numbers don't quite jive. And when I looked at my list of photographs this morning and the number of companies I visited at the show was around 69, 70. So, and I did not go through too many insults. It was, I pretty much 2 pairs covered. So, but when you're at this event, because of the way the halls are so spread out all on one level, you tend to walk like 5, 6 miles over the course of an 8-hour day. So it
Wild.
does get a little taxing on your feet if you're not used to it. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, good. You have the weekend to relax.
yeah, actually, and a long one too, because we have the President's Day holiday on Monday. So
All the better.
everybody gets one extra day off, which yes, I will use that to be soaking my feet in some Epsom salts. So all right. Well, thank you, viewers, for joining us this week. As I said, if you want to know more about what went on, what was said at National Farm Machinery, we'll have some videos for you next week. And of course, all the news of the week. I'm Eric Sfiligoj on behalf of myself and Lara Sowinski. Thanks for joining us. See you again soon. If you have questions or comments about today's episode of Retail Week, contact us by email or Twitter, or type your message in the comment section below. Your feedback is important to us. We will try our best to address your thoughts in next week's episode, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.